What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today I have the re-inaugural airport update for Hartford Bradley Windsor Locks International Airport for the month of June 2026. I'm so pumped to have this airport update back on the channel. I know tons of airport update changes, but this, we're going to go back to the roots of like my original airport updates on my channel. A few aren't coming back, but a few are like this, and then two others, which are Providence and Sarasota. Well, Sarasota wasn't there from the start, but this and Providence were there from the start. But yeah, anyway, there's not a whole lot of stuff to say. We do have a few airlines that don't fly here anymore in this airport update, like these two. But anyway, yeah, we'll get started off. Start off down there with this Frontier A320neo for the first aircraft for the return of Hartford Airport updates to the channel. This guy's just getting some catering and fuel load on before he heads down to Miami, Florida, and he arrived from Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson a little bit earlier today. Then right here we have a JetBlue A320. This guy's getting some catering on board before he heads over to Orlando, Florida, and just arrived from Tampa in Florida earlier today. Then right here we have a JetBlue A220-300. This guy is getting some baggage on board before he heads over to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and he arrived from there earlier today. Let's see, just look at that. That's a great shot of aircraft right there. And then, yes, if you can see in the foreground, we do have a Delta A319 who's pushing back for flight over to Detroit, and he arrived from Detroit earlier today. Quick note, that voice you hear, that's actually my mom. She's doing a podcast. And I would also use my 717 for this, but it's kind of broken right now. Like, I rolled it once into position, and then like I believe the right landing gear just fell off, but I'm hoping to get that fixed. And also, this is my new setup for storing model aircraft. I hope you guys like it. I'll probably do a collection video on that soon. But anyway, then right here we have a Delta 737-900ER. This guy's gonna be heading over to Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson. He's just waiting for a tug to come over to him, and then, yeah, he'll get pushed back. And we'll be heading over to Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson, where he brought him from earlier today. Already pushed back is this Delta A321. This guy is just about to start taxiing out to the runway for a flight out to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Very good to see that. I will be there pretty soon. Or by the time this video is uploaded, I may already be there. And then look at that. That's a nice stream of Southwest aircraft. On the bottom of your screen, we have a 737-800 arriving over Baltimore, and we head over to Orlando. 737-700 with the blended winglets. This guy will be heading over to Denver after arriving in from Tampa. And then the 737 in the back, he just arrived in from Nashville, and then he will also be heading over to Baltimore. Yeah, so there are Concourse A. I'm still missing the Aer Lingus A321LR to Dublin. I'm hoping to find one of those at Airlines International or Aviation Expo, either that or I'll have to go to the aftermarket and find it, but yeah. Alright, so now moving over on to the B gates, where it is a completely full house. But yeah, we'll get started. Starting us off down there is a United 737-900ER. This guy's going to be heading over to Chicago O'Hare. And he arrived from there a little bit earlier today. United basically is just sending whatever aircraft they can basically use at this point. But yeah, it's great to see large aircraft like the 737-900ER and MAX 9 on these routes. Then right here we have the United Express E175. This guy's pushing back for flight over to Chicago O'Hare as well. I'm trying to get a cool shot of like the mainline aircraft. It was actually a pretty nice shot. But yeah, this E175 is pushing back for flight out of O'Hare, and then he arrived from Chicago O'Hare a little bit earlier today as well. Then right here we have our two Eagle aircraft. We have the American Eagle E145 in the top. He's just getting some, I don't even know what the heck that is. He's just getting some stuff done to the aircraft before he heads over to Philadelphia, and he arrived from there earlier today. And then the CRJ 700 is about pushed back before he heads over to Washington Reagan. And just like the M45, he arrived in from there earlier today. Yeah. Then right here we have a new model to the airport update and to the channel as a whole. We have the American 737 MAX 8. I'm trying to see if I can get a good shot of that. But yeah, great to have a plain American 737 MAX or 737 in this airport update at all. Sorry, I just need to fix something. Alright, there we go. But yeah, this guy's gonna be heading over to Dallas Fort Worth, and then he arrived in from Miami a little bit earlier today. Then right here we have a American A321 Neo. This guy just got the pilots on board the aircraft, and then he'll be heading over to Charlotte Douglas a little bit later today. Well, I mean, soon enough as they can get a tug on the aircraft. Then we have our Breeze aircraft. We have the A220-300 on the bottom of the screen. He just arrived in from Vero Beach in Florida, and we head over to Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina. Then the A220-300 on the top of the screen, just arriving in from, let's go with Orlando, Florida, and then he'll be heading over to, Norfolk. We'll say Norfolk for him. I also mentioned that there's no, route frequencies. I'm not doing that for this month. I'll probably start doing that next month. Then right there, we have a Frontier A320. This guy arrived in from San Juan, Puerto Rico. And then he'll be heading over, there a little bit later today. Then right here, we have a United 737 MAX 8. This guy just arrived in from Denver a little bit ago, and then he'll also be heading back out to Denver. And then we have a American A321. He arrived from Charlotte, and then he'll be heading over to Charlotte a little bit later. Then right here we have a diversion. This is a Delta A220-300. This guy got diverted from flying from, I believe, San Antonio to Boston and diverted here. This was back in May from when you guys are seeing this, I believe, now. But I'm recording this still in May. A little weird, but yeah, so this got diverted here from San Antonio to Boston. I believe it left for Boston a little bit after it got diverted. But yeah, I'm just simulating this with this A220-300. Just arriving in from San Antonio, or just getting diverted from San Antonio, or I guess wherever. All right. Let's see. It's a pretty nice shot actually. But right here we have a on the taxiway we have a FedEx 757-200F. Sorry about that. Ow. I just bit my tongue. Ow, that hurts. Anyway, 757-200F. This guy is going to be heading over to Providence, and he arrived in from there. UPS 767-300F, arriving in from Louisville, and he'll be heading out to Chicago Rock for a little bit later today. And then, unfortunately, sad news of Spirit. Spirit has gone under. But anyway, with Spirit A320, he's going to be heading down to Orlando in Florida, and he arrived in from there a little bit earlier today. And then another airline that doesn't fly anymore, Avelo. They used to have a hub out of here, surprisingly or not, but they discontinued that pretty much almost instantly after that. But they did have a few routes, international ones, which is pretty interesting. But we're going to say this guy arrived from Houston Hobby a little bit earlier today, and then he'll be heading over to Montego Bay. They did use the 737-800s, but I don't have that, so I'm using the 737-700. And yes, that is it for the return of Hartford. You will see the new airport updates coming out soon. So that means the other batch will just be deleted from last month. But yeah, I'd like to say, thank you very much all for watching this video. And, apart from that, thank you very much all for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.